everyone, and welcome to another review by Emily Illustrator. Today we are going to be reviewing the brand new 120 Expert watercolor pencils. Now, we've done a video about the 120 color pencils, so we know what a lot of the new colors are. So today, to kind of see how these ones work, we are going to do this review on the pencils, but we're also going to compare them on how they compare to the actual watercolors themselves. So we have the 36 count premium watercolors. They're the half pans, comes in a nice metal box, reusable paint when dried on palette, and non-toxic. And it also includes a water brush. So we're going to take a look at these today and compare them to our watercolor pencils. Along with those two items, we're also going to be reviewing this handy pencil case, which is an Arteza case. And it's got 64 elastic slots inside, which means that it can actually hold up to 205 pencils. So we're going to take a look at that also. So this will be a great place to store all of our Arteza watercolor pencils. So let's dive into it. So first we're going to take a look at these watercolor pencils. Like I said, we've got 120 unique colors. The artist quality, 4mm lead, break resistant, blendable, water soluble, which is all great for watercolor pencils. Let's go ahead and open it up. First of all, we've got this handy tin like we do with the regular color pencils. We've got this handy color chart in the back, just like the regular color pencils. Nice little foam piece on top to help prevent any damage during shipping. We've got all of these colors here. Now I'll end up reorganizing these into the order on the color chart, because we also have a color chart that we can match these with. But just like the other ones, we've got 5 of the rows of pencils. All these wonderful pastel colors, loads more grays. And as far as the new colors, these are going to be just the same as the regular color pencils, so we will go over these as well. I mean, look at these metallics. They're fantastic. We've got dreamy blue, we've got gold, and they all fit nice and neat in this tin. But later, we're going to go ahead and put all of these in the order that's in the color chart in our new pencil case. So we'll take a look at that as well. So we're going to pop these all back in here. Just like so. And then we are going to take a look at the other watercolors. Alright, so here are the watercolor paints. These are half pans, comes in a metal box. Like I said before, reusable paint when dried on the palette, non-toxic, and there are 36 colors that include the water brush. So very nice case, very durable. You can see it's got the 36 watercolors on there. Pop it open. You've got all of your mixing palettes here, as well as the other side over here. One of the things that I actually really like about this, it comes with this 36 watercolors premium color chart here. That's a nice watercolor paper, plus extra empty palettes here if you want to add anything else to it, but this comes already prepped for you so that you can make your own color charts. That's fantastic. So here is the water brush here. You can see the tip. So here is what the tip looks like. Nice water brush here. You just twist this off and you fill it up here. Pop this back on. And then you've got a perfect little water brush to use with your watercolors. We've got this nice little cap right here, and there you have it. Then each of these little half pans are in their own little plastic case. You just pull back because they snap into place, and then you've got this nice little covering. So we're going to go ahead and take off all of the little plastic coverings so we can go ahead and get started in testing that. Okay, so I've now removed all of the little papers for all of these little half pans, and what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and do our swatch now, because they are all in order for how they are in order on this color chart. So we're going to go ahead and get started on our color chart, and then we will go from there. So you can see now how vibrant and bright all of these colors are, which is absolutely fantastic. And one of the other things that I wanted to mention also is that each of these little pans are kind of tucked in here, and you'll see that there's a little metal prong. You push back and these pop out. And then when you want to put them in, pops right in. The great thing about this is, I don't know about you, but I am incredibly clumsy. And so if you were to drop this or to get knocked off the table, your pans aren't going to fall out, see, upside down, and they aren't going to get mixed up. So now that they're in here, they're locked in place. They are in the order of your chart here, so you don't have to worry about them falling out. And then it's great because you got a great little storage spot for your watercolor pen. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and swatch our watercolor pencils, and then we are going to compare. Okay, so now that we have our swatches done, we are going to go ahead and grab some watercolor paper, and we are going to choose some similar colors, and we are going to test them out and kind of see how they compare, you know, paints versus watercolor pencils, and see what kind of effects you get. Okay, so here are the three colors that I've chosen. From the watercolor pencils, we have Carmine Red, Shamrock Green, and Amethyst Purple. Okay, so we've got these three colors. Now, the colors that we chose for the watercolor paints themselves, they're not the exact same names, but I chose similar colors based on their swatch. So we're going to do Carmine Red, Shamrock Green, Amethyst Purple, and then for the watercolors, we're going to be doing Jade Green, Scarlet Red, and Violet. So we'll be able to see the difference on those three colors. Okay, so we are going to start over here on the pencil side. We've got Amethyst Purple. Okay. And we've got Shamrock Green. And then we have Carmine Red. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our water using the water brush that was provided with the watercolor paints, which is what you saw me use in the swatches here. Make sure you got plenty of water on your brush here. And you're going to drag that right across. And you can see it just kind of soaks up that pigment and spreads it right across the page. And now we're going to do the same with this. And the Carmine Red. And like I said, I am using watercolor paper for this right now. Alright. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to do this in with the actual watercolor paints. Okay, so for this top one, for the pencils, we used Amethyst Purple, then we used Shamrock Green and Carmine Red. Okay, now for the paints, we're going to be using A374 Violet, and we got the little half pans. Oh, that needs a little bit more water. There we go. There we go. Look how rich that color is. That is fantastic. But you see we are getting, let's zoom on out a little bit. We are getting the same effect as the watercolor pencils. So one of the nice things about watercolor pencils is when, especially if you're coloring in adult coloring books, is you can get much more precise location of where you want your paints to be. So next what we're going to do is we're going to do A419, which is Jade Green in the watercolors. Remember, we use Shamrock Green on the pencils, okay? So we're going to use Jade Green. More water there. There we go. So bright and vibrant. And again, we are getting that same kind of result. And then last, we are going to use, we used Carmine Red for the pencils, and now we're going to use Scarlet Red for the paints, which is A263. Okay, so let's get a tad more water going here. Okay, got quite a bit on here, so we're going to take some of that off. There we go. Alright, so this is scarlet red. Can even use even more water. I got my paintbrush a little more saturated than I like. But you can see just how much it spreads around, how vibrant it is. It's absolutely perfect. So either one of these are going to be a great option. Like I said, it comes with the water pen. Okay, and the great thing is you can see here that I dropped some of this paint on the palette. So you've got these palettes where you can mix colors. So here we're gonna clean this brush, get this red off, and we are gonna grab. Let's grab a blue. Okay, so let's grab Prussian blue here. All right, so we've got a little bit of Prussian blue. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some of that red. We're gonna mix that in, and now we've got our purple. So this is going to be great for mixing, and it's coated, so it shouldn't rest despite the fact that it is metal. Okay, so you've got great blending palettes. It comes with the water brush and all the half pans, and you saw, I mean, there's 36 different colors. If you do want to clean it, you can just wipe it away with a wet paper towel, or you can let it dry and it can be reactivated once you start to paint again. So for us, we're going to go ahead and wipe that clean, and now you are ready to go for when you paint next time, which is perfect. And everything is nice and compact and right in the case. And like I said, with the pencils, that also works out well because you can be more specific about where you're placing it. Sometimes you have maybe a little less control if you have a brush. See, it's nice, it fits perfectly all together in its little compact case. But otherwise, you've got your pencils that you can be much more precise when you are coloring on something that has a little bit more fine of spaces that you are working with. Okay, so we've gone over the watercolor pencils and the watercolor paints. The last thing that I wanted to go ahead and cover was this awesome case that we can use to store our watercolor pencils in. So the great thing about it is it has 96 elastic slots. That allows for you to hold up to 205 pencils. So for instance, our pencils are only 120 set pencils, but that's going to leave a good chunk of space left. You want to store gel pens, other pencils, all kinds of stuff. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to put our pencils in the case so you can see how they all fit in here. Alright, so we just lift up the little slot and slide it on in. And you'll be able to see we should be able to fit 3 pencils per elastic slot. Okay, so that is all 120 pencils, and as you can see, we still have 1, 2, 3 more slots left, so that's room for a ton of more art supplies. So whether you want blender pencils, markers, gel pens, anything you would usually use when you either take your stuff on the go or just for storage, or maybe tools that you regularly use by themselves. But now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and the great thing is that your pencils are all still laid out without you having to cover your entire desk with it. You just have it here, it's contained, they're not going to fall, they're not going to roll. And there's one more neat little thing about this here as well. We've got a handy little pocket here that if you want to store things like your color lists or erasers or your color wheels or your circle makers or your little rulers, you've got an extra little storage space right here to keep all of that nice and safe. As far as the case itself, it's pretty durable. It's got a nice solid zipper, nice thick covering. It's got the handle so you can just carry it around. So all in all, you know, it's got a fun print pattern. This is a fantastic case, and I can't wait to use it with my Artezas, just because this is going to solve my problem of, you know, I'd have to lay them all out, but then I'd have to dedicate a whole table so that I can see all of them. But now I can just open it up and flip through it like it's one of my books. So I highly, highly recommend that if you are looking for, you know, some great storage to go with your pencils, this may be something you want to look into. So, just as a reminder, for all of these items that we've gone over today, the watercolor pencils, the watercolor paints, the pencil case, if you want to check these out, they're all going to be links in the description as well as your 10% off coupon code. So feel free to check that out. I know Christmas is coming close, so if you need a last minute gift, or heck, you've got birthdays coming up, anniversaries, Valentine's Day is in February. Feel free to check it out. It's great. The new colors are absolutely wonderful, and I am thoroughly enjoying them. So I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and check out those links if you're interested in taking a look at anything that we went through today. Have a great day. Bye.